This is how you defend NUMBANI with Winston. Hey, what's up everyone? Ace of Spades here, back with another Overwatch map review guide. So, we're gonna go ahead and talk about NUMBANI since it does have, some high grounds, some low grounds to it. And, Winston is probably, one of the better picks for first point. So, let's go ahead and talk about it and see where you need to be playing. So, getting to the match, there's two spots for Winston that you'd want to play. One is up here on top right, and the reason why this spot is good is because you can usually, like a Genji or something will dive up there, you can just spam them out as they're trying to control that. If they come top right, you can just sit here and cleave. They're on like a Ryan or Matra or something Sig, they're going to be coming out this side, so you're on a, or whoever your healer is has pretty good line of sight of you, and you can just get some good damage in to get your ult. But if they do go top left, do a dive, then you can just counter dive, you're good to go, you have that land damage, and you're right there for your team. So starting on this side pretty much lets them get top right for free, and then yeah, so I always like just playing starting top right, seeing what they have. They're on dive, then you can go ahead and play on that side, since that's what they're going to be doing, is they're going to try and dive your support, so you can go ahead and play there. But if they're on like a rush comp, then just play default to go in top right here, just to try and stuff them and don't get them all that free space. But those are the two spots on first point. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Go ahead and talk about second. So if you lose first, if you have a chance to come back, then playing this corner, taking the fight here is most ideal. And the reason for that is card pushes up, there's a lot of places your supports can play, so they can heal you for free, and they have to push out to like the corners, and then from there you can just get a nice engage. But usually you won't get this close on the first fight. When you lose, you'll be coming back, and then by the time you take a fight, you'll probably be around like this bus area. So not a huge fan of playing down here, and the reason for this is you give up high ground for free. And with Winston, you should just think about in any instance or map, geometry and stuff like that, you always want to try and control the high ground, since you have that vertical mobility, and use it to your advantage, and it just shuts down other DPS from going on flanks and getting to your backline easier. And it also lets your DPS know that, hey, nobody's going to be coming up from this angle, so I can just hard watch main or something, and then be easier on them to get the picks. So when recontesting on second, just go ahead and default to playing up here. One, it also gives you some safety measures, and then just on the high ground. And then from here, depending on what your DPS you have, if you have a dive DPS, then you can go ahead and set up like a dive from here to engage. And if you're on like double sniper and stuff, you don't really probably want to engage because they're not gonna have LOS, so you can go ahead and just play around here, wait for the card to push up a little bit, and then go for your engages. You can always just drop down, be like, hey, I'm gonna go kill the supports, what they do in engage, or you can counter dive and whatnot. So this is the spot on second that you'd want to do. Not very many other spots that you'd want to really play. If you're going to recontest, then I think this is the better spot than playing out here. And the reason for this is also, when we talk about the other one, LOS. So if you play on left side to recontest for the final push, guess what, where your healer is going to heal you from, they're not going to be there. So like, keep that in mind. Always think about, if you're going to be contesting a spot or going to engage, like, do your DPS have line of sight, do your healers have line of sight, and it just will give you that way better advantage to winning the round. And hopefully one of them will push out of position, and then you get the pick. So if you're recontesting for second at the last possible second, then just go ahead and play on this side. You can still contest if nobody's on cart, then you can like back up here for heals. If they're pushing the cart, then you can go ahead and just play in this cubby room here, and just jiggle peek and force them have to like come into here to you to be easily damaged. So that is about it for second. So now going into third point here. Couple options, but only one really top tier option. So playing low ground, what do you guys think? Yes, no? Guess what?
No. Yeah, there's no reason really to play in this corner.
That's the Winston. Because right here, wow, holy moly, there's a high ground that lets you don't take unnecessary damage. You still contest as much as you would on the low ground, just now you can do it, you know, for free. You can have vision on if anybody tries to go any of these ways, you can just dive them for free. Like, oh bang, you know, somebody's out of position. But if not, then you control this high ground so people can't engage. You can set up drop downs to, you know, let's say you have primal or something, then you're not going to want to always take the fight main. To be proactive, like, hey, when they push up main, I'm going to drop here, bang, you're on their supports or their DPS, something like that. So go ahead and always pretty much default to playing up top left here on this perch. Never really find yourself just playing low ground as Winston. It's not very ideal in honestly any situation. And playing on this right side, you think like this is good? Like, no, because one, guess what? Healers not in line of sight. Your healers are probably going to be playing there, you know, back on that side. So playing here doesn't really get you much. This is where the DPS can play if they really wanted to, because then they can just back up. But for Winston, not good. You're pretty much in range to get shot. There's a mega there, but you know, it doesn't really do much for you, you know, playing around, you know, these corners when you could just control high ground and, you know, make it easy on your team. So yeah, that is where you'd want to play. If you're recontesting on the last part of second or third, I mean, then you're pretty much be coming out of the doors. There's not really much spots that you'd want to play to. It's either, you know, you're dropping down, playing this corner, trying to recontest. Still want to try and give yourself map cover as much as possible when contesting the point. And this spot gives you the most to be able to be like, hey, I'm just gonna be able to contest cards still here, and you know, still be able to jiggle peek. Because if you contest and jump from this side, then guess what, you know, you're out of the open. There's no way you can protect yourself from anything. Yeah, you can maybe use cart for cover, but this side, just, you know, going out from that side to here is, you know, the most ideal. So yeah, I think that kind of covers all the spots on NUMBANI. Try to do this one pretty fast. So yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Hope it was helpful. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube, please do. We're dropping new map guides every Tuesday and Friday. And yeah, let me know what you guys like, dislikes, try and fix it up in the next ones, and for the next video. Peace.